Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is day 7 of problem solving of 100 days challenge. So today we have taken a problem statement that moves zeros. Means we have given array that have element 0 1 0. So we have to move all the 0 at the end of that array, and we do not disturb the sequence of that array. So in this video we are going to see first brute force approach, then we will try to optimize, and then finally we will solve one LeetCode problem related to this question. So first we will understand the brute force idea, and then we will do coding in VS Code. So let's get started. So the brute force, like, we have given array of 5 element, and we will move zeros at the end. So what we will do, we will create an empty array. So in empty array we will assign all the value with the zeros, and what all the, if it is zeros we will just skip, and all the non-zero element we will store, and at the end we will copy back to the final array and we can return it. I repeat once more, like, we will create one empty array that will have a 0 0, and whatever the non zero element is there, we will store in that array in sequence way, and at the end automatically all the that 0 will come. So let's start coding in a VS Code. So here we already have a main method. In this, the array is 0 1 0, and here is a method move zeros, and we have passed the array, and here we are just printing our after affected, means after all the zeros is moved the end, we will see the result. The result will look like this: 1 3 12, then 0, then 0. We will see whether we are getting this result or not. So let's start the coding. So first we will take the length of that array, nums dot length. Then we will going to declare one empty array that will store all empty array that will store all the non-zero values. Int is equal to int n. N means whatever the size is there, it will create empty array of that size n. Now we will take one index value. Index value we are taking because what we will do, we will assign the index value to the result, like whatever the value we will whatever that non-zero element encounter, we will just store that index and we will increase the index of that result. Means, like, the result will found initially 0, index will found 0, and if the non-element is there, then that each element it will store to the result, and that index value will be increased. Let's see. First we will declare the for loop to traverse our given array. So here we will check the condition if nums given array does not have 0. So what we will do in this case, we just result array. Here we will store nums of I, that is non-zero element, and the question is, here we can't put I, because what will happen if the 0 is in between? Then if 0 is in between, in this question 0 is first position. So first, like, our result index should not have 0, means the result index should be changed. So result index, if we are putting here I, means I is equal to 0, I is equal to 0 means it is not equal to 0, then that will create problem at the end. So basically what we will do, we will take one another index, and then we declare here result of index. So what we will do, each time we will just increase the index, because here maybe we'll face the problem of array index out of bound. to avoid that, we are just using that one. Fine. So automatically it will store all the values of index, and whatever the element that is not filled, it will left with the zeros. So first it counter 0, so 0 means it will skip, then 1. Here the condition will check, yes, it is not equal to 0, then result of 0 is equal to num of 1, means num of 1 means having one value, so that one value will come here, so it will look like 1 0 0 0. Again that it will come to here, j was equal to 2, I is equal to 2, 2 means 0, so it will skip. Again 3, 3 means not equal to 0, then that will store index of 0 1 position, here it will come, and then index value is increased 12 3. So next when the non-zero element will come, it will store here, and the next value will come here, and automatically whatever that is left behind, it will be it will left as a 0. Fine. Now here, so the question is like, yeah, we done, but here we are using void that will not return any values, so automatically the reference will be the same, so we will just store back that result value in our given array, so as to reflect, because here the reference is copied, not the values. I'll show you first. I will run this much so you can get the clarity picture why I'm doing that one, like that one. Java brute force java. So here we got a starting value, nothing is affecting here, so that's why, because we are not done anything with the nums, we are done with the result. So result, here we are not storing any values, like here we are not returning and we are not storing any values. So what we will do, we directly reflect in that only back, means num of I should have result of I, means whatever the value in the result, we will just copying to that nums, because it will reflect in nums. So see the here we got the result 1 3 12 to 1 3 12 as expected result, means we have moved all the zeros at the end. Fine. So hope this is clear with that. So we can proceed here. The time complexity is n and the space complexity is also n, because we are declaring one extra array of result n, and here n, so totally become n. Time complexity and space complexity both will become n. Space here extra array, and the time here one loop we are using. This loop also like n plus n, it will become n only. So basically it is a of n only. Fine. Now we can go with the time complexities and space complexities extra n. Now we will go with the optimized solution. So optimized solution here, how we will optimize. So basically in previous video also I've used two pointer technique. So here also we are going to use two pointer technique. So two pointer technique is what? Here the two pointer will be there, the first pointer and second pointer. The basic idea is maintain an index j for the position of next non-zero element and traverse array. Whenever you see non-zero element, put in the j and increment j. So here what we will do now, we will just maintaining the variable j that will point to that non-zero element. Like here in brute force, what index is doing, index is just pointing non-zero element. So here also we will going to check that index will point non-zero element. So like this will be the same only, like whatever here we are doing, it will be same only. So we can like this copy, brute force code we can copy here and we can paste here optimize, and we will check the how it will work optimize. Optimize means no extra, this extra space we are just removing. So extra space we will remove, we will see in the video. So here what we'll do in optimize, first we have a given array, we will take pointer j that will point to the next non-zero element. So here 0 1 2, j is equal to starting, it will be 0. So num of 0 is 0. 0 0 means it will skip condition, and it 1, it found at index 1, so j will point 1. Again I is equal to 2, 0 means we have to skip 3. Now again j will point to 2, j plus plus, like that. And whatever the, like here the j will point till here, j will come, because till here 3 element will be non-zero element, and whatever it will left we will just assign the value with a 0. So here what we will do, index, we can take index or j. So here we will just nums of index we are storing with the value of nums of I, and here we are doing same thing what we did in brute force. The next, here it is coming, like we will check that y index should, if it is less than n, means like currently the index will point to 3, because 3 non-zero element will be there, so it will point to 0 3. Here it is 3 non-zero element, right? So 1 2 3, 0 1 2, so j will have a value 2, j is equal to 2. Other space is empty, so other empty space we have to fill with the 0. We will fill with the 0 because initial position it will have same thing, we will just shifted all the value, and this position we will have to assign the 0, whatever the, so whatever the left position is, the rest of the element will be 0. So what we will do here, we have assigned all the non-zero element, and we are just index is pointing to the end of that non-zero element. So whatever the left position is there, we have to assign with 0, and here we will just increase the index position, index plus plus. Fine, so we have done, almost done. We will now run this and we will check whether this is working fine or not. Java.java. So here we are getting the result 0 0 at the end, and whatever the index 1 2 3 1 3 12. So we are getting the result as expected. So I will repeat once more what we did. We just taken the one pointer that will point to that non-zero element index, and at the end whatever the position that should be less than the size of the array, and that we will just assign all the value as a none. Means suppose all the non-zero element is in this 3, so rest of the position and the length of that array is 5. So 5 minus 3 2. So in this 2 position we will assign just 0 value, and we will return that array. So now here the time complexity is O of n and the space complexity is O of n, O of 1. So now we are going to, we covered all that brute force and optimize. So what we did in brute force, we just declared one array with all the 0 value, and whatever that non-zero element is there we just assign first, and automatically the rest of the value is have a 0. And in optimized solution we have taken the 2 pointer. In the same way what we did in that brute force, we have done the same thing, but here instead of assigning new length, we just point to that last non-zero index, and whatever the index left behind we filled with the 0. So now we will going to solve one lead code problem, that is non-zero element. So here we can solve in a both way, brute force and optimize. So better we can go with the brute force. So the question is, given array of num or move all the zeros to the end of it while maintaining the relative order. So here what we will do, we will just use the optimize solution. So we have already done that coding, so we can copy this code and we can paste in there, remove the comment, otherwise it will show some issue. Same length index, whatever the non-zero element is there, first store in that index with that value and just increase the index. I will point to the last non-zero element and then we will just fill all the left behind with the 0. Fine, we have almost done this. All the tests we will try to submit. So yeah, we beat 99.964%. So we have covered this solution. Thank you for watching this video. If you like, please do share with your friend and subscribe.